gonna try this again. My screen, I had a call come in and my screen froze up. I'm trying to see if I can see if we're live again. It's cold, a lot colder than I thought it was today. Should have brought 2 gloves. Okay, looks like I've got one person on. If you could do me a favor, make a comment so I can see that. Looks like there's some numbers coming on. April Marie's in, Chris is in. Sorry guys about that. I don't know if it froze on your end or not. It froze on mine. Jacob's in. Becky Taylor, so we're back. Sorry about that guys. So I did see a couple questions before it did freeze up. I don't know if it froze up for you guys or not. The screen froze up on my end. You missed it if it did, because Ellie went out right to it, brought it back. So it took 3 times of her hunting short, and then she worked out to it and found it. So that's good. I'm working on trying to get that better. Then I'm going to show you the difference in the trailing memory, because a lot of folks go from these retrieves, these marked retrieves that you're just throwing marks, and then they go to hiding, and you don't end up with success. So I'm going to do this last one. I expect her to do it very well. Again, brown dummy, forcing the dog to use the nose. The wind is coming this way, making it much more difficult. Now, one thing I want to show too is the whole time we've been here, there's Taylor. So in the beginning of our last one, I talked about remote sits and how we can work on extending remote sits for long periods of time. The whole time she's just sitting and watching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get this ear thing back in. This is why training is a lot harder, trying to film and do them live. Adds a complete new element to it. Makes it difficult. Hard on the dog. It's like a basketball game. Last night I watched a basketball game, high school basketball game. It was really a good game. It was real interesting because there is such momentum, and there's so much momentum shifts in games. And there's one team gets the momentum, then the other team has to figure out how to stop it and get the momentum back. So I think that's a lot about that. I mean, that's a stretch in comparison to life, I guess. But when I'm doing something at work and things are going good, I get momentum and I get things going. And then all of a sudden, I get snags and I get hung up on stuff. Dog training is the same way. This camera not working, it being cold, different things get in the way of our flow. This completely breaks the momentum for her. Let's see how she reacts to it. I'm not worried that she won't, but the third one that it cut out on was a lot better than the first 2, but we lost it on the camera. Now we're back to this, so let me do that. Let me do another one for her. Again, it's just a simple mark. Again, it's within 5 feet of the first 3. She likely will go right to this one because she's figured it out. She's figured it out. She figured out the spot that I'm throwing it to. That's good because I'm trying to get her to do that. It's not good if that's all you ever do, because your dog will run so many steps and hunt for a spot, and because that's the only place it ever finds it. So let me line her up. Ellie. Again, she hunts short, hunts short, hunts short. Totally ruined the rhythm that we had. What I like about this is I like a dog that hunts out and hunts back. There's the spot. She comes back. Good. Come on. Good. Hold. 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 Now we're going to see if we can get rhythm. Good. Hold. See it. Dead. Good. Oh, almost got it stopped. Now this is really clear to me. I don't do it very often. It's very clear to me. She's really not a strong marking dog right now. I can get her better at it, no doubt about it. When I say marking, I mean finding a spot. Watching it hit a spot and going to the spot. The reason she's not real strong at marking is I hardly ever do marks. Because marks are not real valuable to me as a shed dog. Now she's going to have to work back into it. She gets out of the area, she knows she's out of the area. Get wind pretty quick. Now she's downwind. Good. Again, not a strong marking dog right now. Hold. That's all right. Hold. Good. Did. So when I say marking, I mean like visually watching a spot and going to it to hunt. I don't hardly throw bumpers for dogs. I talked about it a little bit earlier. I go to mostly memories because it teaches my dogs to start picking stuff off, working the ground and picking stuff up off the ground instead of watching the sky for something falling. Now she's going to be a gun dog, so she's going to have to get better at that. But I don't do much with it. This is a real clear indicator to me. It's something I should work on. It's something that'll go into my head right now of we need to work a little bit more on some marks with Ellie at some point. I'm not worried about it. We'll get there when we get there. So now I'm going to show you the difference. A lot of people get really good at this game. They throw it, they send the dog. They throw it and they send the dog. They throw it and they send the dog. Then they hide it and the dog doesn't find it. They can't figure out why. And my answer is always you're going from A to Z. You need to go from A to B and B to C and C to D and get to Z. This is how we're going to go from A to Z. So I'm going to have you watch this. Now the difference, I'm going to ask you if you notice the difference of what I'm doing here. I'm going to this is what we're calling a trailing memory. So I'm going to put this in my bag. Out of sight, out of mind. That's why the bag is so important. Ellie, heel. Back in the zone so you can hear me. So I walked through where I typically had been throwing it 5 times in a row. This time I walked her out. I pitched it about 5-10 feet. I had her watch it. I said no, heel. I turned around and I brought her back. Now I'm going to line her up and I'm going to send her on it. Let's see how she does. Ellie. Hold. Hold. Very good. Hold. Dead. Now, I gotta look and see some of these comments. I don't know how long you guys could see me. Can't make it out. So I think they sound very, very faint. Okay, so apparently my thing couldn't pick up from that far away. But the important part of this was, come here, sit. I hope you see the difference. When I threw it, first off, it's 2 things. it's an eye-opening thing to me. My dog's not a very good marker. I need to work on that. When I say marking it, spot down area. I don't need that shed but I do want to work her as a gun dog, so I'm going to have to get that better. But what I hope you saw the difference was is when I went through and I pitched it 5 times in a row, it took her quite a while to find it. She worked in an area, she worked short, she hunted the first piece of cover she came across, then she worked cover down the row, then she worked a bunch of cover before she ever got wind of it. Once she found wind of it, boom, she found it and brought it back to me, but it took a while. That was a trailing memory, and when I did a trailing memory, I actually went through the cover where she had been finding it over and over and over again, and I dropped it, pitched it maybe 5 feet, said no, heeled her back, lined her up in center, and she went like a beeline to it, like right through the cover. No problem, picked it up, turned around, and came back. She's done that a million times. I do way more trailing memories than I do marks. The reason I do trailing memories is because the difference is this dog has to learn that it comes from the ground. It doesn't come from my hand. If all you do is throw bumpers for your dogs, they're going to understand where you throw it every single time, how far you can throw it, and they're going to watch your hands for where the things come. And when they see them laying on the ground, they'll run right past them because they go, oh, that's not what I want. I want one that comes from his hand, because that's where I'm used to making retrieves. So these trailing memories are so important. I'm going to show you how we can add distance to it. So this time I'm going to take you with me. Let me spin this around. Too windy to understand well. Was that when I was a long ways away, or when I was close? Chris asked, do you make a point to have her see where you dropped the memory? Yeah, she can see it. So this time I'm going to take her on the heel. Let me know if you guys can hear me, or if it's still getting too windy with it. Let me know if it was because I was too far away, or if it was, if it's better now when I'm close. Now the important part about this too, guys, is notice the control. Nothing is sacrificed with my foundation work. I can't do trailing memories with dogs if they don't know how to heel. You don't have to have them off lead, but you have to at least have them heel, because this is the wrong place to be training heel. This is where I had been landing it every single time. I was hitting these little trees, it was falling right here. So this time I take it, I pitch it into that cover, I ensure there's no way she's seeing it. It's going to be all scent. I tell her no, heel. I spin her around and I bring her back here. Trailing memories are awesome to do all sorts of stuff. I can teach dogs to extend lines. I can teach dogs to work through cover. And I teach dogs steadiness and patience. The problem with throwing it over and over and over again is dogs start to assume as soon as something's thrown, retrieves come. And they start anticipating it. It creates for a very unsteady dog. These trailing memories, they have to... I'm going to spin this around. Sounds good, said Rhett. Good. Move it over just a little. Now I can wait as long as I want. I can put as much time in this as I want. Taylor, sit. So my Taylor dog moved and I didn't see her. She's about 5 feet from where she was. She's still sitting there, but it's my mistake for losing the connection with her. I can put as much time as I want in this. More delay, more delay, more delay as they get older. But look at her eyes and her focus. This is a memory to her where down and back, down and back, down and back. Now the short term is gone because we've gone through too much time. 2.7 seconds. You don't correct them in 2.7 seconds, they don't know what you're correcting them for. The long term is where she sat there and watched that bumper, watched that antler. That she had to put that into long-term memory. That's something we train, that's something they learn by doing these. No doubt about it. She's done these before. Now I'm going to do one last width again, so you can see in here. This is the last one we'll do. And this is a good way for me to extend some distance and some range and her ability to line out a little bit. I can only throw it so far. So in order to get a dog to work beyond how far you can throw, you can use a trailing memory. We come in, same thing, that light colored grass. No, feeler off. This time, I'll add some distance. Set the stand up here. Yep. Now, I only added 10 yards. Don't add 100 yards at a time. But if you want to add 100 yards total, add 10 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards, 10 yards. Do that 5, 6. I'm on my 7th, 8th retrieve here today. If I added 10 yards every time, I'd added 80 yards. And she'd have been able to do it. But if you went from here 80 yards back, it's harder on her. That goes back to the training. Ellie. That one was a little further into that cover. She knew it. Still got to use her nose. Good girl. Good. Don't just hold. Yeah. So that's trailing memories, guys. I'm gonna spin the camera around here. So Taylor moved on me. Ellie heel. Taylor moved a little. See Ellie how spooky she is in the here. She's so spooky at this stand. Come on. Ellie heel. So I want her to get used to it. I didn't plan this in it, okay? She does not like this. You can see she does not like it. Come here. Come on. It's all right. Don't have your dog not now. I probably bumped her with it at some point. Boy, Steph is not going to be happy she got a bad spot. Sit. So this stand right now, I'm going to make sure she's comfortable next to it. Just sit. Just sit. Good. Just sit. Come here. Come here. Good. Very good. So this is something I'll work on with her. Good. Good. Heel. I gotta get inside because I'm freezing. Taylor, come on. Heel. Sit. 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 Taylor, come on. Ellie. Oh, look at the mud on her. Ellie, come on. Place. Okay, I gotta get my boots off. Then we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna see if there's any questions. Jeremy Van Beek joined in. Welcome, Jeremy. So, it's a lot colder than I had figured. But what I wanted to do, let me put this back in. What I wanted to do is just do some stuff on the remote sit. We did that in the beginning, and then we got cut off, so you'll have to go back and look at the old one, or the last one. But we did some remote sit. And we showed you how to do that from inside to make sure to keep them honest. I talked about it the other day about going in the other room and making sure that the dogs don't come off place or come off a remote sit. So we did that with the dogs in the yard. I'm going to scroll through, look at some and see if we have some questions. Mark says, I'm going to be ordering your puppy DVD if Mama lets me. Hey, keep Mama happy, Mark. That's something that you can take and use for the rest of your life. The puppy DVD has a lot of good stuff in it. I think it's just a lot of foundation stuff. So when you bring that up, Mark, I couldn't do what I just did with Ellie if I didn't have a strong foundation, because all we did was a trailing memory. First we did a mark, then we did some trailing memories, or we did several marks and then trailing memory. Without having the ability to do good heel work, without having the ability to sit and be under control. Now she was off lead. You don't have to do it off lead. I think you can do this on lead, but you at least have to know how to do it on lead in order to have success. So I had to have that. Prior to that, I did some of a warm-up, and I did heel work with them. You got to have that. So the foundation comes first. I can't do any of this fun stuff if I don't have a good foundation. David thought it was incredible that Taylor was still there. It was pretty good right up to the end. She moved about 5 feet, and I caught her, but that was probably 30 minutes that she was there. I think I want to have you as a partner for horseshoes all the way you throw the antler. I've played horseshoes, Jeff. I'm not that well. I don't do it that well. I throw dummies better than I do horseshoes. How old is Ellie? She's 1.5 years. She'll be 2. Let's see. Her birthday is not September. Yeah, September. Right around the end of August. Willie Marlin joined in. Welcome, Willie. Brittany was in. Can't make it out. This is when I started walking away. So this thing apparently only works for a certain distance. I did hear her say something in my ear that she connected on the way back, so only have so far to go. How do you make a point of having... Do you make a point of having her see the memory? Yes. I have her watch it. I have her patiently sit and watch it, and then I tell her no heel. I turn around and I come back. Too windy when I got away. Much improved sound quality, so I'm finding out the distance of the mic. Every time you blow the whistle, my dog comes barreling into the office. Conditioned response, Rhett. I love it. Jeremy Van Beek had joined in. I love how proud of her she is. Yes, she is a very proud dog. She's a nice dog. I need to do more with her. I have neglected some of the stuff with Ellie because I was training her sister's Trigger and Kimber, Kimber is to her owner now, and we all know Trigger's story. She is hopefully making retrieve somewhere. Just curious what you use for tick prevention. We use Frontline. The ticks are out. I don't know if they're out right now because it's cold again today, but we've had some warm-ups, and we use Frontline. We use Frontline, and we just use HeartGuard for our heartworm prevention. Do you put scent on the antler just once in a while, out training or refresh now and then? Depends on the conditions, Matt. Scent is driven by conditions more than anything. Today is really bad conditions. It's very dry out. It's very windy. It's not warm, which is good for the dogs because the dogs have to cool down. They breathe through their mouth in order to do that, so they're not breathing through their nose. So we don't have that today. In extremely cold temperatures, it's hard on the dogs' noses. We don't have that. It's not that cold out, so her nose was able to work today. When it's really, really cold, like bitter cold, that's hard on their nose because when they have to process scent through their nose, it actually hurts. Go out in sub-zero temperatures and suck in. It hurts. It freezes the stuff in your nose. So we don't have that today, but the dry, windy conditions make it hard. So I put scent on in the very beginning. I don't think she needed it the rest of the way. You could see that she hit the scent pretty well. Colton Bailey joined in, and Libby Marsh joined in. Libby, are you still at the shop? I haven't made it there yet, but I'm on my way. The puppy DVD will be the best money you spend. So I thank you for that, guys. I think the puppy DVD's got a lot of value to it. So Robin said the same thing. Puppy DVDs she thinks is awesome. So that's it, guys, for this. I'm going to be I'm going to try to make a puppy retrieve at the shop. I'm heading to the warehouse now. Kieran is there, so if you did place orders, he'll be shipping those. Matt Green got his 3 geese retrieves in today. Good for you, Matt. Where the heck are you still hunting geese? I'm going to try to do the puppy thing. I'm going to try to get the liver drag done. I've got it thawed out. My problem is I don't have a partner. So I need a second person to hold that puppy while I do my liver drags. So I'm waiting to try to round up a help for that. So tonight I'll probably go live. I'm by myself here tonight again. So I'll probably go live with the pup tonight. And I will... we'll work on the foundation with her. We're going to continue the foundation. I'm going to do a little heel work with her. I might get a little heel work in with her at the shop yet as well today. So what time live tonight? I'm wondering if you're wondering, Jeremy. Not sure. We're going to see how this goes. But I'm going to go to the shop. I'll probably make a puppy retriever 2 there. And then tonight we'll do some stuff back here. So you guys have a great... Jeremy said, give me... I might do that. I might take you up on that, Jeremy. Jeremy Van Beek is a friend of mine who lives here in town as well. So you guys have a great rest of your day. It's Friday. Everybody have fun tonight. Be safe. And then have a good weekend. We are tomorrow in Milwaukee. We're going to do the Journal Sentinel Sports Show. We're doing seminars tomorrow night at 6:30. And then we're doing a seminar on Sunday morning at 11:30. So if you guys are around, make sure you stop. And we're going to talk about some shed dog stuff. We're going to talk about some foundation stuff. And for those who can't make it, we'll probably go live. If that's something that you guys like seeing, we're going to probably keep doing that. We did it at Cabela's the other day, and I think there was a good response from that. So Curtis Carlson joined in, and Matt's shooting geese in New York. We're jealous. So, all right, guys, you guys have a good rest of the day. Keep an eye on, put your notifications on, because we're probably going to do some lives yet before the end of the day with the puppy. So talk with you all soon.